Boulder, Colorado, a town known for its beauty, its tranquility, a place where families could feel safe. But behind the facade of perfection, darkness lurked, a darkness that would soon shatter the innocence of this idyllic town, a darkness that would forever be known as the JonBenet Ramsey case. JonBenet Ramsey. Patsy Ramsey, a former Miss West Virginia, saw in JonBenet a reflection of her own past glory. She poured her heart, her soul, and her ambitions into her daughter. JonBenet, with her innocent charm, embraced the spotlight. She loved the attention, the applause, the thrill of performing. She became a regular at local pageants, her star rising with each performance, her costumes extravagant, her makeup flawless. JonBenet, it seemed, was destined for greatness. But fame, as we know, can be a double-edged sword. As JonBenet's star rose, so did the pressure. The long hours of practice, the constant scrutiny, the demands of perfection took a toll. At home, JonBenet was still a child, but in the public eye she was a commodity that would soon become the center of a horrific tragedy. Christmas. A time for joy, a time for family, a time for giving. But for the Ramsey family, Christmas 1996 would be a time of unimaginable horror. The day began like any other, but as the hours passed, a chilling realization dawned. JonBenet was gone. Panic set in. Where was JonBenet? The family searched frantically. Every room, every closet, every nook and cranny. But JonBenet was nowhere to be found. Then, a discovery that would send shockwaves through the nation. A ransom note. JonBenet had been kidnapped. The ransom note demanded $118,000 for JonBenet's safe return. The amount, oddly specific, sent chills down the spines of the investigators. The house, now a crime scene, was swarming with police officers. In the cold, dimly lit basement, John Ramsey made a horrifying discovery. His little girl, JonBenet, lay lifeless on the cold concrete floor. Section 2. The investigation begins. The discovery of JonBenet's body sent shockwaves through the nation. The image of the 6-year-old beauty queen, now a victim of a heinous crime, became seared into the public consciousness. The investigation, now a murder inquiry, intensified. The crime scene, however, presented more questions than answers. There were signs of a struggle, but also inconsistencies that clouded the picture. The ransom note, analyzed by experts, revealed further peculiarities. Suspicion immediately fell on the parents. Were they involved in their daughter's death? Or were they simply victims of a horrific crime, their grief misinterpreted as guilt? The investigators, faced with a complex and emotionally charged case, had to tread carefully. Section 3. A web of suspicion. The investigation into JonBenet's murder quickly became a media frenzy. Every detail, every theory, every whisper was splashed across newspapers and television screens. The public, both captivated and appalled, became armchair detectives dissecting every piece of information. As the investigation progressed, a web of suspicion began to engulf not just the parents, but also those closest to the family. John and Patsy Ramsey, facing intense scrutiny, hired a team of lawyers and publicists to manage the media storm and defend their innocence. The public remained divided, some convinced of the parents' guilt, others believing they were victims of a cruel miscarriage of justice. The investigation, meanwhile, continued to uncover unsettling details. Forensic evidence, while inconclusive, pointed to a suspect with intimate knowledge of the house and the family's routine. The killer, it seemed, had meticulously planned the crime, taking steps to cover their tracks and mislead the investigators. Section 1. The family under fire. The media, sensing a sensational story, turned its attention to the Ramseys, scrutinizing their every move, every word, every tear. Headlines screamed accusations, fueled by speculation and innuendo. The public, bombarded with conflicting information, formed their own judgments, often based on rumor and conjecture. John Ramsey, a successful businessman accustomed to control, found himself portrayed as a cold, calculating manipulator. Patsy, once a beloved beauty queen, was now labeled as an unstable stage mother, driven to the brink by her own unfulfilled ambitions. The pressure on the family, already immeasurable, became unbearable. The police, facing mounting pressure to solve the high-profile case, focused their investigation on the Ramseys. Interrogations stretched for hours, each family member grilled separately, their stories dissected for inconsistencies. The family, once a united front, began to crumble under the strain of suspicion, their relationships tested to the breaking point. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of doubt emerged. Some investigators explored the possibility of an intruder. Could someone have broken in that Christmas night? The Ramseys embraced the intruder theory. They pointed to the unlocked basement window and the strange handwriting on the ransom note. However, the police found no signs of forced entry. Years passed. The intense media scrutiny gradually faded. The investigators, despite their best efforts, were no closer to finding JonBenet's killer. The case, once the center of national attention, began to grow cold. The grand jury, after hearing evidence for over a year, failed to indict anyone in 1999. The Ramseys, cleared of suspicion but forever marked by the tragedy, retreated from the public eye, seeking solace in their remaining family. They maintained their innocence, haunted by the unanswered questions and the loss of their daughter. The mystery of who killed JonBenet Ramsey, however, lingered. The case, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly perfect lives, became a haunting enigma. Would the truth ever be revealed? Or would the shadow of suspicion forever cloud the memory of the little beauty queen? The unsolved murder of JonBenet Ramsey became fertile ground for conspiracy theories. The lack of a definitive answer, the conflicting evidence, and the media's insatiable appetite for sensationalism fueled a cottage industry of speculation. Internet forums buzzed with amateur sleuths, each one convinced they held the key to unlocking the truth. Theories ranged from the plausible to the outlandish, implicating everyone from disgruntled business associates to shadowy satanic cults. Some clung to the belief that the killer lurked within the family, pointing to inconsistencies in their accounts and their perceived lack of cooperation with the police. Others focused on the intruder theory, speculating about a pedophile ring operating in Boulder or a stalker obsessed with JonBenet's pageant fame. The constant speculation and accusations took a heavy toll on the Ramsey family. Their reputations tarnished, their lives forever changed. They struggled to rebuild their lives amidst the ruins of the tragedy. John Ramsey, once a successful businessman, faced financial ruin as lawsuits and legal fees mounted. Patsy, battling both cancer and the relentless scrutiny of the public eye, found solace in her faith and her remaining family. Burke Ramsey, JonBenet's brother, grew up in the shadow of the unsolved murder, forever linked to the case in the public's mind. The family, once a symbol of success and happiness, became a cautionary tale, their story a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of unchecked speculation. Despite the passage of time and the fading media spotlight, the investigation into JonBenet Ramsey's murder never truly closed. New detectives, armed with fresh perspectives and advancements in forensic technology, periodically revisited the case, hoping to uncover the missing piece of the puzzle. DNA evidence, initially inconclusive, offered a glimmer of hope. As technology advanced, investigators were able to re-examine DNA samples with greater precision, potentially leading to a breakthrough in the case. The public, still captivated by the unsolved mystery, eagerly awaited any news, any development that might finally bring closure to the tragic story of JonBenet Ramsey. Would justice finally be served, or would the identity of JonBenet's killer remain a haunting secret, forever lost in a web of speculation and unanswered questions? The JonBenet Ramsey case, a tragic blend of innocence lost and mystery unsolved, captivated the nation's attention like few criminal cases before it. The beautiful 6-year-old, with her sparkling eyes and pageant smiles, became a tragic figure, her image plastered across newspapers and television screens. The public, both horrified and captivated, followed every twist and turn of the investigation, hungry for answers in a case that seemed to defy explanation. Theories abounded, whispered among neighbors, debated on talk shows, and dissected endlessly online. The case, unfolding in the burgeoning age of 24-hour cable news and the internet, became a media sensation. Images of JonBenet, both in life and death, became tragically iconic, burned into the collective memory of a nation grappling with the unthinkable. The case, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of innocence and the enduring power of mystery, transcended the realm of true crime, becoming a cultural touchstone for a generation. The media's relentless coverage of the JonBenet Ramsey case raised questions about journalistic ethics and the impact on justice. The line between reporting facts and sensationalizing tragedy blurred, as networks competed for viewers, often based on speculation. The Ramsey family became both subjects and victims of the relentless news cycle. The JonBenet Ramsey case, a tragedy etched in the annals of American crime, served as a chilling reminder of the dark side of fame, the pitfalls of media sensationalism, and the enduring power of unanswered questions. The question remained: who killed JonBenet Ramsey? The lack of a definitive answer fueled a cottage industry of true crime documentaries, books, and podcasts. It forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about our own voyeurism. The JonBenet Ramsey case remains an unsolved mystery, a chilling reminder that even in the most idyllic settings, darkness can lurk. The image of the young beauty queen, her life tragically cut short, continues to haunt the nation's conscience. Despite years of investigation, countless theories, and relentless media scrutiny, the question remains: who killed JonBenet? The case serves as a stark reminder of the limitations of justice and the enduring power of doubt.